Okay, you guys, so we are back with another video. In this video, guys, we're going to talk about critics believing that the NFL is considering to have Ye headline the 61st Super Bowl. Yes, that is correct. You're hearing that correctly. So let's talk about it, shall we? Because as you guys know, Ye is known to be highly controversial. And as such, we know that Ye, it may be very hard for the NFL, along with Roc Nation, to say, yes, we're going to use Ye to headline the 61st Super Bowl come 2027. Now, a lot of controversy is going on, and we know that Ye has went on a rampage. He has basically dragged jayz and his kids. He has dragged Kendrick Lamar. He has spoken about the Jewish community in ways that were unpleasant and equally true at the same time as well. He said some things that were some things somewhat unpleasant, and he said some things that were factual, offensive to a lot of people, but at the same time, we know the truth. It can definitely sting and ruffle a few feathers, but it doesn't dismiss the fact that a lot of what you said is factual, was factual, and is proven to be factual in this current moment as it relates to the geopolitical state of affairs that is going on. So as such, we know that when it comes to choosing Ye for the Super Bowl, you know that this is going to be an intense one. Now, this is what critics online, they are speculating. They're suggesting that he is being discussed as a possible halftime performer. Now, we know that when it comes to Ye, as I've said, he's highly controversial. This is going to have a lot of people divided, whether they like it or whether they love it. But there's one thing we all know when it comes to Ye. If Ye is going to headline the Super Bowl, this is going to be a record-breaking Super Bowl halftime show. Whether you love to love the guy or love to hate the guy, there's one thing about Ye. Anywhere Ye goes, he's money, and he gives good money. If Ye is doing music, in no time, those tickets are sold out. You guys saw what happened recently. Ye basically announced that he was going to have a listening party. Within 24 hours, there were over 1 million people in that queue waiting to buy their tickets. When it comes to jayz, that does not happen. And what has been proven now is that jayz has been allegedly faking numbers to make himself look good, Roc Nation, and a few people and a few artists. So many people have been exposing jayz on the internet. You know that Jaguar Wright is going to be one such person. And as you guys know, back in 2025 as well, when Kendrick Lamar headlined Super Bowl with SZA, we know that that was a tough moment for Ye because Ye basically, he was in his feeling. And I think that Ye's feelings, whether you or I agree or disagree, I think his feelings were warranted. But the way in which he went about expressing them, it was really wrong. But his feelings were definitely warranted because he has contributed a lot to the music industry. However, oftentimes when people contribute a lot, they get very little in return. And I see wherein the industry has sabotaged Ye quite a lot. And it's not just Ye. We know how the music industry roll. So back in 2025, when it was Kendrick's year, when Kendrick was getting all those Grammys, and Kendrick headlined the Super Bowl in the same year, Ye was like, he was in his Manic episode as well, but he wasn't wrong to be in his feelings because he's a human being and he has feelings too. And the industry, as I've said, they've done this guy really dirty. And many, many people have spoken about it. And there's one thing that Ye has proven to be. He has proven to be a timeless artist. Ye is the only one who can crumble an empire, come back, build it, and still do well. And that is not because he's perfect. It is because he is imperfect, and it is because he's not afraid to display his imperfections. And as they say, authenticity is the most attracting frequency. When someone is authentically who they are, people are normally attracted to that authenticity. So, as I've always said, even though Ye might be messy out there, everyone trusts, even the people who hate Ye, they will trust a Kanye West before they trust a Jay-Z or a Kim Kardashian. And that's just the truth, because they know one thing Ye is going to give them is authenticity. They may not like it at the end of the day, but they know that whatever Ye express, it is coming from somewhere. And they know that Ye is not going to be an hypocrite. He's not going to be a hypocrite with them. He might ruffle a little feathers, bruise, chip, but at the same time, Ye is just authentically Ye. So, as such, a lot of people prefer Kanye West over a lot of these industry people. And especially with what is going on with the Epstein file, everyone is saying we haven't seen Kanye's name on the Epstein file. When a lot of people from that community, they were saying that Kanye is on the Epstein file, and that is because they wanted to use Kanye's name to do a distraction game, but it did not work. No, I believe it is possible that, because I'm looking at the risk, right? You guys know that you can actually look up these things, and I'm seeing with everything, just as Bijan Golden told us, with Kanye West is just a literally walking bank. Any collaboration with Kanye is going to be proven to be equally successful as well as equally risky. And when I look up the odds, the advantages versus disadvantages, the pros and the cons, they're equal. So if Kanye West should host the Super Bowl 61st show come 2027, it's going to be a global recognition and influence in music. It's going to be one of the largest Super Bowl history. It's going to attract a larger viewership than Super Bowl has ever gotten in history. The stage presence and creative vision is going to be the first of its kind to hit the Super Bowl stage. So those are the pros. And I'm telling you, there are apps that actually do these work for you. The risk, however, is unpredictable behavior or statements, past controversies overshadowing his performance. They won't be effective though. NFL brand reputation could be affected, which is something that the NFL would look at deeply, and sponsors may hesitate due to Ye's polarizing image. But when you look at the pros are far outweighing the cons. They are far outweighing the cons. And as such, the NFL may definitely take a risk and they may go for it. So, as critics on the internet, they're saying that the NFL is considering, listen, the NFL, they would not lose if they go for Kanye. Even if you hear that you're losing, someone is telling lie. Because when I look at the pros and the pros, they far outweigh the cons. And every direction that I turn and every app that I've used to do this analysis, the pros have far outweighed the con. And they're all telling you that if Kanye should headline the Super Bowl, it's going to be a record-breaking history and a record-breaking moment in history. It's going to cause a global shift in music and influence, large catalog of iconic songs across genre and all of that. So like the pros are just explosive. Boom, 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 boom. When you look at the pros, the cons, very concerning, but nothing major there. But I think that Jay-Z himself may even go for it because Jay-Z is not in the public likeness, irrespective of the fact that Jay-Z has been working hard to keep his side of the streets clean. The people still have their preferred choice, Kanye. And he may go for Kanye to help with his image and reputation. And if he does, I would not be surprised. It would be a political move. It would be a boss move as well, and it would be a diplomatic move because business is all diplomacy. With business, for you to be truly successful, like you need to be one of the biggest hypocrites ever. And the truth is, hypocrisy is what makes any business thrive and survive. And hypocrisy is a part of being civil. And if you truly wanna be a civilized person in this day and age, you have to be a hypocrite. And that's just the truth. But Ye, is Ye an hypocrite? Absolutely not. That man is not going to be an hypocrite for anyone, okay? Not for anyone. But anywho, guys, Ye is a people's choice for Super Bowl 2027. Let's see if they're going to make it happen. And if they do, it will be an unprecedented moment in history, honey. A unprecedented moment. But let me know what you guys think. We're going to talk some more. Do all you need to do on this video to support these videos. And if you want to get more videos about Kanye West, go off on this video. We're going to talk some more in the comment section. Peace.